Welcome to the Profit Share Mastery Podcast with your hosts, Linda and Press McKissick.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Profit Share Mastery Podcast. My name is Press McKissick.
And I'm Linda McKissick.
Linda, how are you?
I am fantastic. It's only been, 24 hours since I saw you. I miss you already. Actually, I miss your little girl really the most.
Yeah. Let's be real. So today we have a pretty amazing guest with us. We've got none other than the Brent Mitchell with us today. Brent, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Just recovering from a little bit of sun over the Labor Day holiday.
Awesome, man. Well, great. Well, hey, we really wanted to focus on your story today. You have a pretty inspiring story. You've done what very few, if any, have done in the company, and so I hope that everyone just gets your pen and paper ready, take notes, because Brent's going to share with you some pretty amazing things of what he's done on his journey at KW. So Brent, why don't you just share with everyone? Linda likes to say all the time, you were born and then what happened?
I was born. Well, I'll skip the boring part of being born and growing up and getting to that. And I'll get to the point where I guess the point is I tried to be entrepreneurial in my life. I started out at, got a degree in college, thought I was going to be, a regular job. I got an amazing job selling wine for Ernest and Julio Gallo Winery, which I thought was, a very sexy, fun, cool job. And I thought that was going to be my path. But what I realized is that they didn't really care about me as a person. They cared about me about more as how many cases of wine I could sell. So I saw that as a kind of, I wouldn't be able to, make my own schedule. I wouldn't be able to kind of really have unlimited earning potential because of that environment. So I did that job for a year, had the degree. My dad was upset that I quit that job to go and try to do other things. But I thought, I don't want to work for the man. I want to be the man, right? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to try to go out there and create, systems and models to build my own business and be successful, and that I could call all the shots. And long story short, I did okay, but I also drove a lot of them into the ground. So what I realized was real estate was something that I had always had in the back of my mind, and I saw that as an opportunity. And so I got my real estate license in 2005, started searching for real estate companies to build my business at, and interviewed the top 3 at the time. And I was very frustrated because I realized that these were the same as the other type of companies that I had been involved with my whole life, where it was kind of like, hey, you're on your own, go figure it out yourself. And I saw that as being just a real setup for failure, and I didn't want to just be thrown to the wolves or treated like somebody's employee. I wanted to be in control. And this was another avenue where I couldn't find an opportunity where I could actually go and build something of my own without really struggling during the changes in the market or the industry or technology. So I got my real estate license, and I thought that was going to be it, but then was sorely disappointed with the whole process of most real estate brokerages. So I said, forget it. I'll go do something else. I'll find a sales job. I'll just find something else in the meantime, because I needed to start making some money. And then one day I was driving around Austin. I'm based here in Austin, Texas, the founding city of Keller Williams. And I started seeing all these red and white signs. I'm like, who the heck is this Keller Williams company? I said, I've never talked to them. I talked to everybody else, but I never talked to Keller Williams. Let me see what they're about. So I went home and I Googled them, and I filled out a form on a website, and I got a call from a guy named Aaron Kaufman out of Atlanta, Georgia. And he was the one that opened up my eyes to this real estate company that's actually built for agents. And that completely changed my whole life, because now you have an opportunity where you can be independent, you can be entrepreneurial, you can have unlimited earning potential because you had somebody next to you, Keller Williams, which was going to provide you the tools, the resources, the strategies, and the empowerment for you to build whatever you want. Oh, why? Because of the culture, we share ideas and secrets and strategies. Everybody pours into each other. So as the market changes, as technology changes, as the industry changes, you don't have to figure it out yourself. You simply model the behavior of the other successful agents around you, and you can have the same success. That was my aha moment. I thought I was going to be God's greatest gift to real estate here in Austin. But at the end of the day, I didn't like selling real estate as much as I thought I was. So I said, well, I guess I'm going to go find another job. I'm going to go find something else to do. But then I started looking at the empowerment of this company. And I sat in on a profit sharing class with Althea Osborne, the queen of profit share here, one of the very first agents in this company to really go out and expand Keller Williams. And, when I listened to her, I was blown away about the opportunity of being able to get rewarded for growing this company. And that's when the light bulb went off. And I said, that's why that guy, Aaron, called me from Georgia, halfway across the country. He plucked me off the internet. What was he doing? One, he was sharing the benefits of a real estate company and helping me make my own decision if this would be the place for me to be. All he did was get me in the door. Two, he was potentially helping himself, because every single new agent is a lottery ticket as far as I'm concerned. You never know who's going to be who. You never know who's going to come in, plug into the models that are already provided, and shoot off like a rocket. And that's kind of what happened here with real estate, or not real estate. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey there.
So that's kind of what happened with me realizing there was another opportunity or another path for me to follow. So I started reaching out to Aaron to learn about how to recruit, and he kind of coached me and gave me some ideas, and eventually I just took off with it. And I built a website that started focusing on attracting people to this company. I started having intentional conversations every single day about what we can do, because I looked at it as all these other people were in the same shoes as me, had no idea where to go. They didn't know which brokerage was the best. They didn't know which one was actually going to be benefiting them, that was going to put the focus on their agent-centric model. And that was something that I really wanted to do, because the failure rate in this industry, it's horrible. 85 to 87% of people are gone and out of the business within 2 years. People get their license and get into this business because, one, they love real estate. Two, they want that entrepreneurial lifestyle where they can be successful and they can build whatever they want. But unfortunately, most companies don't really provide that model. So the only one that's agent-focused, agent-centric is the Keller Williams model. So I said, let me go and spread this to everybody. And I started advertising and attracting new agents to my website, funneling them through different processes to keep them get them engaged in real estate courses, stay in touch with them through the courses, or get them on the phone, inspire them about what our company can do, and get them in the door. Because as far as I'm concerned, once I get an agent in that door, and I obviously inspired them enough and inspired enough interest to get them in that door, I pretty much could earn a sponsorship because of that. And, you can have arguments on both sides of that on how it works. But at the end of the day, I'm having enjoyment because I'm getting to change people's lives for the better. I have agents that are reaching out to me years later saying, oh my gosh, Brent, thank you for that call. And the profit sharing dollars will come. They're not obviously up to the top in this company, who, but I'm working on finding a healthy balance of being able to continue to grow my business, but also really enjoy it as well, and enjoy the quality of my life, enjoy spending time with my family. And I think that's what this company has given me. It's given me a path to follow where I can model the behavior of other people, and I can also be an integral part of the growth of my family and their legacy and their wealth in the future. So that's kind of me in like 2 sentences, right?
I love it.
Brent, what I love about you is in that you haven't actually shared some of your numbers. So what I would like to do is, everyone, please listen up. Brent, will you please just share some of your numbers of growth around, being growth partner of the year, how many people you've actively sponsored to your first level? Sure.
I'm pulling that up right now. I know my first level is at 405.
Wow.
So 405 first level agents. And I think my total is coming up to around 1,700 completely recruited to this company since I started doing it in 2008. so around 1,700 have been recruited with a remaining total of 405. And then my total tree is like 1,050 people. So the majority of them are on my first 2 levels. And I'm slowly trying to work my way up to getting to the level 7, which is where apparently everybody else in this company is receiving all their money.
Yeah.
But the money that I'm making right now is I'm making about 86% of my money is on my first level. So like, I kind of look at it as one of these days, I'd like to kind of stop talking on the phone and consulting and kind of leverage that out to kind of inspire the other agents in my tree. You know, those people in that 405 that are excited about building their career. What if I could help each of them that are interested sponsor 1 or 2 agents a year? And that could be explosive growth. Sorry, I overshot that. 1,020.
Awesome.
1,020 total. I have 2 people on level 7.
All right, that's
Here we
great.
come. And
That's awesome.
And this year, I haven't really noticed it until they started adding that lifetime total. By the end of this year, I should crack the $1 million profit share, and that'll taken me from 2021 from 2007. I made $186, and I made that in $186 in 2007. And last year I ended up with 133,000. So
Right.
This year, if things continue to, it's a numbers game, right? Obviously, it may continue. I may get close to 200,000 this year.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's amazing.
And that's kind of a sweet spot I'd like to be to get to. If I could hold that and continue to grow it from there, I think it could help me be more impactful, not only to, continue to grow, but to be able to expand, and helping others in my tree, achieve the same success.
Yeah, I love that. And I remember, I don't always say super plugged into our numbers, because to me, it's about changing lives, and the money just shows up. So I'm not that, like people say, well, what's your lifetime? And I have to ask Dick Dillingham or somebody, he seems to know, or Press sometimes will know, but
it's over 13 million.
Yeah. So what I love though, Brent, is I do remember this. I do feel like after 200 is when it just kind of took off. And I think it's because that 7th level does start to get 5, 6, and 7 level gets to be pretty big. But I want to go back. What was it, and ask a question back. What was it about real estate that you didn't love? And I'm just so thankful that somehow you wound up in a chair to hear the message about the profit share. Otherwise, you would have just been out the door doing something else and not have this opportunity. But what was it about real estate that you just didn't love? Was it the lead gen? Was it what was it?
It was, a lot of it was, it just was dealing with buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
And
I love this, but it's about not liking the people.
If you want to honestly look at it, but then the other part was a little bit more of the freedom, because I was a big open house guy. So I figured open houses were on the weekend, and I did those a lot, and I'm sitting there blowing my weekends, and I've been able to balance my schedule, but at the same time I saw it as like, if I had sick grandparents, I wanted to be able to go see them. It was more about the flexibility. Because I saw myself, if I kept following the model at Keller Williams, I was an okay agent. I wasn't a capper. I wasn't even a capper. So that was something that, I think I found my niche pretty quick, because I've always liked passive income. So for the first year and a half, I was like, yeah, I could do this, but I don't really love it. I like it, but I don't love it. What do I love? I love helping people, but I want to help people in a different way. And that's kind of where I think I made that shift to go, okay, just because I don't like selling real estate doesn't mean that I can't go out and help other people in a different capacity and say, hey, look at all the different companies, go for it. I encourage you to. But when you really want to look at running a business, check out this company, because it completely changed my life. And I want to help you have the same opportunity for success that it's given me. So that kind of became my one thing. And that's how I think I can still remain, passionate about it, because I'm talking to people that are like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I passed a test that taught me absolutely nothing. And now I'm here trying to, create a business out of thin air with no model or no support. No wonder people fail. So if you can get people in the door and just show them the benefits of aligning with us, that I think is a win-win for everybody, because you're helping them have the opportunity to be able to not miss their kids, recitals or games. If I can help somebody else better their life, I think that's more enjoyable to me than helping somebody get into a home. That was just kind of my overall aspect.
Gotcha. So I have two questions for you. One of the things that I think is hard for people is the delayed gratification we have to wait for in profit share. So what was it that made you stick it out and just have the faith that if you continued to work this, it would eventually get to a number that you could, have and it doesn't go away or change, like some, profit share plans can, or revenue share plans.
Sure.
And it actually allows you to, you don't have to like watch for cats jumping out of the bag and all that kind of stuff. But what was it that made you willing to wait for that delayed gratification? Because I think that's the part that keeps people from actually working on this.
100%. So that's kind of where I look at this, is that most people aren't going to want to invest. I'm investing, thousands of dollars a month in ad spend and now I'm getting this, I signed up for Craig Goodliff's cyberbacker. So I actually have an appointment with my cyberbacker, who is ultimately a virtual assistant that's been trained in the ways of Keller Williams and the culture, and they're even a profit sharing company. So, oh, by the way, if you need that, I would be honored if you list me as your referral.
Yeah.
for your cyberbacker, if you need one, because we could also be, kind of revert and save money that way as well.
Will honestly, you have them doing what you do, or are you going to have them make calls?
No, I'm not doing calls yet. I'm not in. I don't think I want to relinquish that control yet. I actually, it's more admin work. It's more following people through this whole licensing process. Yeah. Because there's a lot of nurturing that you're doing, and a drip campaign or a smart plan works pretty good, but there's still a lot of other aspects that go into that. So if I could focus more on my phone calls and being the front end of this right now, I think having somebody take over some of my admin on the back end is really important. Now, further down the line, sure, maybe I could have somebody, calling lists or something of that nature. But if I haven't done that yet, there's probably a reason. So yeah. I seem to like to try to find people that want to come to me, not go out and chase a bunch of other people. That's why that's what I love. You can have a model that's all your own. You can create it around you. Yeah. But to answer your question, Linda, it was numbers like yours. It was numbers like Mike Brody's and Althea's that really inspired me to say, wow, okay, I can see their numbers. I can see where they're at. I can see the time that they've dedicated to this. What if I go and recruit 50 times more than these people? Yeah, they recruited influencers, and you've recruited great, wonderful people that have gone on to, change this industry in a lot of ways. And new agents, in my mind, today's new agents aren't tomorrow's leaders. I have a franchise owner. I have team leaders, I have productivity coaches, I have ATLs. I've got all these people in my tree that I recruited as brand new agents. And so that really said, wow, if I could go out and recruit, way more people than anybody else, there's got to be some diamonds in there that are going to turn into the leaders of this industry. And that's what's happening. And it might take a little bit more lead generation up front. But when I saw the numbers of what other people that were doing who were the top performers in this company, it really made me go, okay, I'm willing to invest that as my career. I knew that I wasn't going to make money up front. I knew it was going to be tough and arduous and really digging and kind of, living hand to mouth for a while.
Mhm.
But then I started seeing the model actually working. And I'm like, okay, the more I put into it, the more I'm going to get. And that's kind of where we are. And now, what, 15 years later, we're slowly starting to crawl out of the hole. You know, it's a 15-year overnight success is the way to look at it as, really.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest with you, we buy a bunch of investment property, but I look at this and go, to have that much money coming in passively out of our rentals would have taken a lot of time and energy and money. So, you got to be careful how you look at this, because some people could look at this and go, good Lord, that long? Yeah. Well, what else are you going to do to build wealth? Because let's lay that out beside this and look at it.
And Linda, the other thing I think about is, the way Brent is doing it, and Brent, I have to give you a ton of thanks, because you inspired Nick, who's in our downline, who's doing the same thing. And
how many people has he got in his tree? How many has he done this year?
It's a secret.
It's a secret. We're not telling you.
Y'all,
No,
why are y'all pushing me so darn hard?
Yeah, no, thank goodness you broke your leg this year.
No, my ribs.
Oh, your wrist, yeah.
Oh, my ribs, yeah.
Yeah, we feel bad for you on that. No, Nick through the middle of the year, I don't know what his total up-to-date number is, but through the middle of the year, he's recruited 98 people. So as last year he had, Brent's writing it down. Last year he had 133 for the whole year, and Brent, you had last year 180 something.
174.
174.
Like
Yeah. Amazing.
I love it.
So we're both pushing each other, and so that's the fun, healthy competition. Because I'm like, oh no, wow, look, I'm getting, they're wiping the floor. I got to try to catch up. So it becomes a fun, healthy competition. I like it.
Yeah. Well, and the point I was going to make is that not everyone is going to be like Brent or Nick and choose to do it full time and make this their sole focus. But what Linda and I are trying to inspire people, Brent, is that why couldn't you, if you're running a real estate business, why could you not do 1 or 2 recruiting calls every day? I know, Brent, you probably average 5 a day, somewhere probably in that ballpark. But as an agent, you could sell real estate and do 1 or 2 a day. And if you did that over the lifetime of your career, you would make great profit share. So
yeah,
I think for a lot of people, they need to wrap their head around it's an and conversation. It's not an either or.
Yeah.
And it all, I firmly agree. I mean, I went all in on this, and it's pretty much my one thing. But if you believe in this company and you believe in the culture of what it is and how it's helped change your life and make your life better and make your business better, it's an easy sell to just go and tell other people about how you've had success. You're not selling them anything. I don't consider myself a salesman. I consider myself a person who shares the benefits of what are you looking for? If somebody wants to be independent, hey, go out there. You don't need any help, go get them. You want a job? Go here. You want to learn how to build and structure and run your own business? Then you got to come to Keller Williams. So that becomes my thing. So you don't have to go out there and post ads on Indeed and LinkedIn and all these places. You could do that in your regular transactions. You could do that in people that you meet. There's a guy at the car wash. He's amazing. He's got the person that could sell me. He upsold me on the monthly membership. And I'm like, wait, hold on. No, you need to be in real estate, so you don't know who you're going to come across.
Yeah. We have to, we have a saying we say when we find people like that, Press, and I say, has anyone ever told you might be good in our business? And then that way we stand a chance. We recruited an Uber driver before like that, haven't we, Press?
Yeah, so we did.
I love this, and I love your story. I love that you created balance for you and your family. And for those of you that are interested in learning how something like this might work, Press teaches it in our online course. Just go to profitsharemastery.com. And you can find out all the information about it. But no matter what you do, I think you should be inspired by Brent's story of how freedom was important to him. He loves being able to be with his kids and still do this too. So Brent, thank you for your inspiring story, and keep changing lives, because that's what you're doing when you introduce people to this amazing company. And so we just want to say thank you for leading the way on this kind of opportunity and changing lives.
You got it. I appreciate you so much, both of you. Linda, thank you for kind of giving us getting everybody else a roadmap to follow, because without that, we don't know where we'd be going. So I appreciate both of y'all, your leadership, and look forward to more successes. And tell Nick I'm coming for him.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brent.
And if you haven't hit subscribe, be sure and hit subscribe below. And if you would please pass this podcast along to anyone at KW that you think could be inspired to listening to amazing stories like Brent's and others about profit share. It drops on the 21st of every month, and we'd love to see you over there or over in our online course. Press, I'll see you soon. See you next week,
Okay.
actually.
Talk soon. See ya.
Thank you, Brent. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.